What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JBuck Studios, your home for reviews, reactions, and ridiculousness, and we're jumping over to Netflix for a movie that comes out tomorrow based on a stage play with a superb cast, and it's called The Boys in the Band. A visitor turns an evening upside down when he interrupts a gathering of gay men in New York City in 1968. So is this new Boys in the Band a perfect representation from the stage play to on-screen? Let's find out. But before I get into my thoughts, let me know what you guys thought of The Boys in the Band. If you've already seen this one, are familiar with the stage play, or now very much looking forward to it. Now let's get into some of the good. So yes, this Boys in the Band movie is based on the stage play 1968, I believe, from Mark Crowley. I mean, they took the stage play, the material, and obviously transformed it into a movie, on-screen talent and whatnot. I think that there was also a 1970s movie as well, but we're focusing on this one, and I think that what they did, what they took from the play, and again, I have not seen the original play, I think that this worked fairly well. You can tell about halfway through this that you're like, oh, this is sticking in one location, very much secluded to this apartment with a few kind of flashbacks, but very much represents that stage play, very much represents what you would see on the play or on a stage represented with these characters in this one secluded location set at this birthday party that essentially goes from really happy to one of the worst nights ever, one of the worst birthday parties ever. So yes, the transition from the stage play to this on-screen, I think worked fairly well, as good as it could work, and I think that director Joe Mantello, I believe it is, did a phenomenal job of really staging everything, again, based on a stage play, bringing it to the big screen, really kind of encompassing what the stage play was, but also making it somewhat of an interactive experience and whatnot. So again, I think that he did a great job of not only framing the shots, but almost blocking the characters, making everything kind of pop a little bit more, making this somewhat of an interactive experience where the dialogue is just bouncing off of these characters. You are finding out a lot about kind of their backstories, their relationships, the conflict and struggles and whatnot that they have been through. What he does here in this film, along with the talent, which we'll get into in a little bit, I think worked fairly well, engaging you in this very dialogue-driven, friendship-type story where kind of there's a thorn in everyone's side, and finally the glass breaks and everyone goes bananas on each other. But the talent, I think, here is what solidifies this movie as a must-see. The dialogue, the script, you know, obviously they're probably taking what was in that stage play, enhancing it a little bit, catering it to what this story needs for the big screen, essentially. But Jim Parsons, Zachary Quinto, Brian Hutchison, Charlie Carver, Matt Bomer, and a handful of other people, I think that this is the lifeblood of this story. The performances from all of these characters are phenomenal. You get who they are as a character, their friendships with one another, the struggles that they have been through as the dialogue, as the movie plays out. I think that the performances are the best part of this movie. Sure, it is adopted from this screenplay, the blocking is great, but the dialogue, seeing how these characters interact with one another throughout the night as the night progresses, is one of the best parts of this Boys in the Band. However, this Boys in the Band, like I mentioned a handful of times, it's based on a stage play by the same name, and I think that that is where a little bit of the luster was lost. I could see how this would be a phenomenal stage play, very much bringing the emotion, the tension, and the performances to see it live. I think that a little bit of that was lost, unfortunately, where this is a movie, where this is seen. Again, what they did with the blocking and the performances are great, but I think that there's that little bit of magic that is missing from this, where it didn't transition correctly or as great as I guess you would hope from the stage play to the on-screen talent. Again, everything is really working overtime, but it's just that missing segment, that extra magic, essentially. And the way that everything kind of plays out leading to the end of it, it does feel like a stage play, like I said. And it loses a little bit of the pacing, a little bit of the luster, and kind of almost leaves you hanging, where it is, again, a finish, a conclusion that feels like the fade to black, the curtain call, that doesn't really transition again as well or as smoothly as I would hope on the screen in this movie, essentially. It almost leaves you begging for more, wishing that there was kind of more emotion that was inputted into this, with the characters, where everything really ends at the end of this movie. Overall, The Boys in the Band is an emotional stage play to screen adaptation that I think nails a lot of things. With it featuring a great transition from play to movie, superb performances, dialogue, script, blocking that really enhances almost everything in this, but with that little magic, that something that just does not transition, and an ending that leaves you hanging a little bit. I'd recommend checking out The Boys in the Band. Again, I did not know what to expect from this. This was a superb movie from the dialogue, the performances, the script. You are very much enthralled in these characters' lives and how everything unravels throughout the night. In closing, I'm going to give The Boys in the Band 3.5 out of 5 worst birthdays ever. So what did you guys think of The Boys in the Band? If you've already seen this one, familiar with the stage play, or now very much looking forward to this movie, I want to know in the comments down below. Anyways, though, as always, thank you so much for watching. Watch some more videos up there, or right over there, brand new content every single week here on the JBuck Studios channel. I think this Friday I'm doing an ending explained for Possessor, and along with another Netflix movie review, so stay tuned for that. Follow all of my social media to stay up to date on everything on this channel. Like this video, subscribe to the JBuck Studios channel, and until next time, we'll see you later.